Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on just some of the new DCU news, if you want to put it, that's apparently been coming out. So we are soon to see the start of filming for Superman Legacy in a few weeks' time. I think they're doing a table read this coming week. I think that's being reported with all the cast that's been announced. So that was initially said, I think, by Nathan Fillion, and then it was backed up by James Gunn. But throughout the production of that movie, as well as the months afterwards, there is expected to be a decent amount or just a good amount of announcements, whether that has to do with existing projects that have already been confirmed to be happening that we know about, like Swamp Thing, Booster Gold, Batman Brave and the Bold, whatever it might be, or just initial announcements for brand new projects that haven't been announced as of yet. They might have been already rumored, but they haven't been officially confirmed like we had with those projects that I just, mentioned just then. Now, whether this is done at Comic-Con this year in late July or just through the press like we've seen with like Superman Legacy casting announcements and stuff like that, that is a wait and see. I think the Comic-Con stuff this year would mainly be about the stuff already announced, just because there's such a decent amount that we know the projects are happening, but we've had like nothing outside of Superman Legacy really, and then some little bits and bobs for Batman and Supergirl. So I think you'd really want to focus on that stuff. So maybe revealing directors and maybe even lead actors or multiple actors for projects, or just further specifics for the various projects. Though maybe a new project or two could be announced as well if maybe they feel like it might get leaked, through a scoop or something, and they'd be like, hey, we can announce it, we can make the announcement here, rather than being like slowly leaked through the internet and then we have to confirm it through Hollywood Reporter randomly on a Thursday afternoon or something. Or they could just do like an updated slate of release dates and maybe include those new projects there, and maybe one or two of them could come out before a project that's already announced. I don't know, I guess it's up to what James Gunn and company are comfortable with. But in the lead up to that, as you would expect, there are various rumors and scoops out there. So I thought in this video we'd go over 4 brand new rumors that have made the rounds via the DCU. I was going to say DCEU, but now it's just the DCU leaks Reddit page. They are also claiming that this is their final scoop / rumor roundup, as their source is throwing the towel in apparently, or something like that. So yeah, RIP that avenue for rumors, I guess. I assume that their source probably worked for one of the companies, like an advertising company or like a PR representative. That's usually how it works, and they get involved in the emails. So maybe they feel like they're getting spied in on something. I'm not too sure. But yeah, let's go over these rumors and just give some opinions on them. Of course, you can feel free to do the same in the comment section down below, as well as leaving a like on the video to show your support. But let's get into it. So we'll read them out first and then go over them. So the first one is Teen Titans, or around the group of Teen Titans. So apparently a Teen Titans film is in development at DC Studios. And this was the one where I was like, well, anyone could say that, because I think this is a project that would clearly happen for a couple of reasons. One, hello, it's Teen Titans. It is literally the biggest oh, not the big. Why don't I even say the biggest? It's one of the big brands that's already established, because you've had the Teen Titans shows. I think Teen Titans Go is still going. Of course, there was Titans as a show, though Teen Titans and Titans are different for a couple of different reasons. Like, both can exist, and they're not they're not the same thing. They just go by different names. They're two different groups, and they can operate at different times, or at the same time, might I say, but different separately. So, Teen Titans is one where it'd almost be silly if they weren't thinking about doing it, but it means also another thing that I'm very intrigued by for other projects. So we know that Batman Brave and the Bold is going to have Damian Wayne. You'd assume whoever's playing Damian Wayne will be in a Teen Titans film, whenever that might be. You'd assume soon after, so they're still in there like that teen sort of thing. You don't want really like a 23-year-old character being in the Teen Titans. I think you'd probably want to avoid that. Once they hit those 20s, they go into the Titans or their own different things. So that means that you could get characters like, Kid Flash or Wally West appearing in a Flash movie or in somewhere else in the universe and showing up, and he appears in Teen Titans as well, among other characters if they want to go the sidekick route. Or you really could just have Robin, aka Damian Wayne, and then maybe Kid Flash, and they're the 2 Teen Titans, and then there's other characters around there, whether they do go down the Raven route or the Beast Boy route, or maybe they're older and they're a part of the Titans. Who knows which way they're going to go, because it really just depends on age. But I think this one is like a clear one that they would have plans on. I think Gunn had mentioned Teen Titans like, really early on, but when he got the job, that it was something that he'd be interested in doing, but it wasn't a part of his initial announcements, of course. So yeah, I think it'll happen. It just matters when. You probably want to develop the characters, but it definitely won't come out before Batman Brave and the Bold, because you'd want to establish Damian Wayne then, and then maybe it splits off from there. The next one is a rumor revolving around Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Rithai. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's the young girl character in the comic. Apparently, for that character, they're gonna have open casting with an age range of 15 to 18 years old. Makes sense. I won't, it's whatever. But one thing, if this is true, it does indicate that they, I guess, will go to space, because one of the big conversations was about, are they going to adapt that comic but set it on Earth, and people weren't too sure exactly where they're going to go with it. I guess this casting somewhat suggests that it would still be in space, but then again, the character could be based on Earth. I don't know, it's a wait and see, but it makes sense that they'd go open casting with this, especially if it is a younger character, because really, if you're going for someone that's already recognized, but they're going for like somewhere between 15 to 18, you end up getting someone off like a kid show. Well, not a kid show, but like I guess that, like, you get someone from like Disney Channel. But I think with the open casting, especially in years gone by, it's been like the secret sauce in regards to finding someone that's best for the role, and not limiting yourself to, oh, who are these actors, or specifically actresses, that we can get for this role. And it really limits your options. While doing an open casting, you spread your wings essentially, and you can find the perfect choice. So that's definitely the way to go. This is probably the most weird one. This rumor, Plastic Man apparently is in the works, and Darren Aronofsky is in talks to direct. If you don't know who Darren Aronofsky is, he makes weird movies. I don't want to say weird, but definitely like you wouldn't think he'd make a comic book movie. But Plastic Man is sort of a character where he actually probably could fit it, to be completely honest. Completely honest, might I say. But recently he made The Whale, which Brendan Fraser won an Oscar for. He also has done like Requiem for a Dream. I don't know if that was his first movie, but that movie's like trips you out and like sort of like scars you. Like, I don't know many people that would go watch Requiem for a Dream again, though it's a really good movie. You watch it once, you go, wow, that was awesome. But also, like, I don't want to revisit it, if that makes sense. Did he make Mother? I think he made Mother, that Jennifer Lawrence movie. I think that he made that one. I wasn't the biggest fan of that one, but it was interesting to say the least. But anyway, he's apparently, according to these rumors, in talks to direct Plastic Man. I'd assume he'd also write it potentially, if he's going to do it. He could do something crazy with Plastic Man, because Plastic Man's like a villain essentially that turns into a hero. Like, he was a criminal turned into a hero. So they could do some interesting thing there with Plastic Man if they wanted to with him. And with his powers and stuff, you could probably do something pretty grotesque, but I don't know how far they're going to lean into things like that. Like, I don't know how many R-rated movies we're going to get. I think we're going to get R-rated shows like Peacemaker, and I think they said that Creature Commandos even is going to be like an R-rated animated show. I don't know if they're going to do movies, just because that limits your box office, especially if you're doing something not only obscure in a character like Plastic Man, but then even choosing a director like Darren Aronofsky. So I don't know. It sounds interesting. Like, it's definitely like a interesting concept movie, and I would definitely be interested in seeing it. I'm just not too sure if it would work as a whole for the general public, but that's a wait and see. And the last one's interesting because it's got like 3 different things that they've attached to it, and that's Sergeant Rock. So a Sergeant Rock film is apparently in development at DC Studios, specifically a film. Need to make that clear. They said it's a film. It'll be a period piece, which I guess makes sense with the character, and the project is being circled by an A-list director. Now, at this point, there's multiple A-list directors. Like Darren Aronofsky, though he makes movies that don't necessarily make a lot of money, I guess he would be technically put down as an A-list director, I think, because of the experience he has. But this one was interesting to me just because I don't see the appeal, to be completely honest. I don't sit there going, oh, Sergeant Rock, we have to go watch that. But I don't know, the fact that it's got like 3 different things there, like, it's in development, period piece, and then A-list director, it's got multiple things there, makes you go, Now, there is an added twist when it comes to this, because James Gunn actually did reply to these rumors and said, and this is the quote, at least one of the stories that DCU leaks reported today, as in the Reddit, is not N-O-T, not true. So have fun guessing now what is true and what isn't. So when he says at least one, he doesn't just mean one specifically, like only one of them isn't true, but 100% one is not true. But all of them could be not true. All of them could be false as well. So none of them are true. So in regards to that, let's put them in order in regards to, or rank them in order of legitimacy, if you want to put it, at least in my opinion. Now, of course, feel free to leave your opinions in the comments below, but yeah, number 4 will, be least likely to happen in my opinion, and number 1 is the most likely to happen. Like, it just sounds legit, like that makes sense that it would happen. So number 4, I was actually tossing up in regards to 4 and 3, and I just stuck with 4 because it just sounds so weird that are, it's not weird enough where you're like, oh, it's not like in weird in the like the realm of, oh, it's weird enough that it would happen, but it's too weird, in my opinion, at the very least, and just seems unlikely with the different combinations there. And that's Plastic Man. The simple reason, Darren Aronofsky, I don't know, it just seems weird. Unless it's like a character he really, I don't know, attaches, it feels really attached to or something. I don't know, this one just seems so weird. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm still going to leave it in the last spot, or, you know, the least likely spot. But it wouldn't surprise me to happen at the same time. Just on first impressions, I just don't believe it, but who knows? Now that I've said that, it's probably 100% the one that's real, but we'll wait and see. But it's still my least likely one, just based off like, just logic, I guess. Number 3 is Sergeant Rock, and this one just seems random, not weird, just random. I know Gunn is random, but this is too random, especially for a film. Like maybe if it was a series on Max, or HBO Max as it was called, like a TV show like Creature Commandos, whether it's animated or live action, I think that would work better. But as a movie, I think this is like, would be a super hard movie to sell. Like in my opinion, at the very least, I just don't see it being real. Yeah, I don't know, that it just seems they're too random and hard sell as a film. As I said, if it was a series, I'll be more likely to believe it, but as a film, it's just hard. Number 2 is actually Teen Titans. Now, it's pretty much 2 and 1 are tied, just because I think they're logically just going to happen, whether it's sooner rather than later, at least in regards to the Teen Titans, might I say. But it was always going to happen. You know, it's one of the better known brands within DC, as I was saying before. It'd be silly to not have them as part of your plans, but it's just whether it's actually an active development where they're, figuring out ideas and where it would land within their universe and stuff like that. That's the thing that's up in the air. But in regards to it actually happening eventually in the DCU, if not within the next handful of years in regards to being announced, like I think it's a certainty. It's just a when rather than if. And finally, it's the Supergirl casting. This would have been easy because they'd actually have sort of like feelers out there, if you want to put in regards to the casting thing. And it just like they're basing it off that comic. That character's in the comic. It's a main character in that comic. So it makes sense that the casting's there, and having an open casting is becoming more and more normal, especially for the big franchise things. That's why you're seeing these random people that you've never seen in these big positions in franchises, or like especially for younger characters, like between like whether it's just the teenage years or even like really early 20s, because they haven't entered Hollywood yet, and the pool is really small when you're casting characters of that age. So open casting is just the one that makes a lot more sense. So that's why it's my number 1. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts and everything we went over. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.